Our passage for today is from Matthew chapter 20, verses 17 to 28. And today the church remembers Geoffrey Stoddart Kennedy, better known by his nickname, Woodbine Willie. He was a priest born at the end of the 19th century, and he served as a military chaplain in the First World War. His nickname arose from his habit of giving out woodbines, cigarettes, to soldiers in the trenches. This was, I suppose, before the health risks of smoking were fully known. Mind you, the life expectancy of those young men, sadly, would not have been great in any case. He also handed out New Testaments to them, and he was awarded the Military Cross for his bravery in comforting the injured whilst in danger himself. He suffered fragile health and died aged just 45. His methods of spreading the gospel were unconventional, but he had a gift of communicating with ordinary people who weren't interested in church or religion. He must have had a wide appeal because King George V made him a royal chaplain and heard him preach every year. In later life, Woodbine Willie wrote poetry, expressing his faith and his prayers in poetic form. A well-known poem is this one I'm going to read, called Indifference, which imagines Jesus walking our familiar British streets today. What would happen? Would we treat him any better than they did in the past? Listen to the irony in these verses. When Jesus came to Golgotha, they hanged him on a tree. They drove great nails through hands and feet and made a Calvary. They crowned him with a crown of thorns. Red were his wounds and deep, for those were crude and cruel days, and human flesh was cheap. When Jesus came to Birmingham, they simply passed him by. They never hurt a hair of him. They only let him die. For men had grown more tender, and they would not give him pain. They only just passed down the street and left him in the rain. Still Jesus cried, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." And still it rained the winter rain that drenched him through and through. The crowds went home and left the streets without a soul to see. And Jesus crouched against a wall and cried for Calvary.